जिससे कॉन्फिडेंस से पूछो.
Well, this has been quite the first innings, quite the start really to the Super Fours. You're thinking a competitive match. I don't know, Gargi in the pre-match was predicting that Bangladesh would get to 220. And I said, no, you're selling them short. Turns out even that was 27 runs too much.
I was saying that if this match is anything like yesterday's match, it's going to be such a thriller.
That's not
there
happening.
We go. No. Come on, Pakistan's bowling was a thriller.
Pakistan's bowling was a thriller, but it won't be a thrilling match in the sense of,
of course.
I think Pakistan, considering the way Pakistani pitches are, and we know what the Lahore pitches played out like, wouldn't surprise me if Pakistan won this by 10 wickets.
I think they're aimed exactly for that. Over here, though, I don't know how much you can blame the Bangladesh batters here for not applying themselves too well, but as a matter of fact, this is a very, very good bowling side that they're up against.
Yeah, but also sending Mehdi to open. Why would you do that?
He scored you 100 the other day, and he's done that in the past.
No, but I don't know. There's nothing about him that convinces me that he's an opener, especially when you have a Litin Das coming in at number 3 for that. I don't understand. And to be fair, you can say that Litin didn't really do anything either, but
going forward as well, I won't be surprised to see Mehdi, bat where he's batting at the moment, because we've seen that happen in the past as well. So it's not even an experiment that Bangladesh are doing at the moment. Plus, let's say just the previous match he scored 100 as well. So really don't think that they want to just explore this option.
Yeah, I think
it's also given them some dividends in the past. So perhaps going forward as well, you may not necessarily see a change there. What it does give you over there is, he's the fact that he is, let's say, one of the experienced fellows now in the team. He gives you that sort of experience to open alongside a Naeem who is very, very inexperienced, and it sort of showed in the shot that he played also today. That was actually a nothing shot, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But otherwise as well, this Pakistan bowling attack. We've spoken so much about it and spoken the right things about them, I would say. And it was just the right kind of performance from those bowlers as well. Exactly what you expect from this bowling attack of Pakistan, beg your pardon. Because 7 wickets, if I'm not wrong, can we just go down? 7 wickets being shared by between their new ball bowlers.
Yeah.
The new ball bowlers in Nasim and Shahi. Actually, Harris with 4. Harris, in fact, does come in later. So it's actually Afridi who's not gotten you a lot of wickets today. Just the 1 wicket for him on the day. But if you see 8 wickets from the 3 frontline bowlers of Pakistan.
And 9 if you count the fact that Fahim
Ashraf.
That means 9 out of 10 wickets have gone to pacers. The only spinner who got a wicket was Iftikhar.
And we're also talking, these many wickets for pacers on a flat deck, which is not something you see every day.
Yeah, and it also tells you that, it's vindication in many ways for Pakistan's strategy, because they brought in Fahim Ashraf in place of Mohammad Nawaz. And I remember being a little surprised.
The nail on the head by Babar Azam.
Babar had said before the match that having watched yesterday's game, we think the Pacers might actually have something to go with here.
Yeah.
Spot on. But also, I think it was really, this was the hardest one.
Even Rashid got a beating yesterday, let's not forget.
He's been struggling throughout the Asia Cup.
Exactly. So, no surprise, in fact, over there for a spinner to be taken out and Fahim Ashraf to be brought in. 7 overs, in fact, on the day for him for 27 runs.
And was economical, at least.
And 1 wicket as well. So, he was, in fact, one of the more economical bowlers, the second best bowler, if I can read the scorecard right.
Yes, after Haris Rauf.
Haris Rauf, the pick of the bowlers, was on a hat-trick, by the way, guys, in case you missed out on that. He was on a hat-trick and very well, he would have probably taken that hat-trick as well if it was for a better delivery, let's say. But he tried to bowl it to the stumps, one could see, but it fell a little short. But even if he had gotten that hat-trick, he looked the most menacing on the day. There's one bowler who deserved that hat-trick. It was Haris Rauf on the day.
Yeah, he was definitely looking like, and the thing with Haris Rauf is you know what it is he's going to bring. And by the way, today he had to come in to bowl a little earlier also, because Naseem ended up picking up that injury. So Haris Rauf was actually bowling within the first power play itself. You don't normally see that happen. They wait for you do see it happen. I mean, but
8-10 over, 8-10 over mark. That's when you
today he was bowling, I think, in the 5th or 6th over, because Naseem ended up getting.
Now, just to let you guys know why Shane mentioned about that injury or what that episode was all about. In case you missed it on the action. So it was again in the first few overs when Nasim Shah was fielding in the deep. He was trying to save a boundary. He'd thrown himself to the ground for that. Now while he was sliding through, it was his arm that twisted and he fell on his arm, which is why there was immediate sort of concern, and you could see a huddle of sorts over there. There was immediate attention that was given to him. He was in fact on the sidelines after that particular episode, but perhaps just a minor impact that he felt at that moment, because you saw him come back and pick the last wicket as well. He was the one who capped it off in that first innings.
I still sternly believe bowlers, especially if you're someone as important as Nasim Shah to Pakistan, you should not be diving. Doesn't matter. Don't dive, please. I have seen so many of my friends and teammates get injured because of sliding, and I don't know why it happens to bowlers. It's always the fast bowlers who end up breaking their knee, some ligament torn, something, shoulder gone. It always happens to bowlers.
Abhijit.
Yeah, we saw that happen. We saw that happen.
Dislocated shoulder of all things. So it does happen. I mean, and I normally I think you tend to put the fast bowlers out in the deep.
Yeah.
Because they think you don't have to run as much. But nowadays, with how athletic fielding has become,
you can't help but you have to give it your, because otherwise you get questioned. Remember,
Right.
It's not easy, and you can't, let's say, have that concession for let's say pacers. The spinners will say, okay, why
If I was the management or the head coach, I would say it's okay.
I think what you can do is actually ensure they slide properly, because Naseem's slide was definitely
Very bad.
it was the technique. The technique
was
is
horrible,
exactly.
He went with his hand got stuck.
Yeah. There wasn't a proper dive, but what can be done is perhaps during the training, the fielding coach can definitely, I'm sure, work on this to ensure that the players remain safe and they don't injure
But these
themselves.
players have been playing since they were little kids. I'm sure everyone is being taught sliding techniques and all of
Not
that.
really,
This is
not
something that
really.
just happens, right? Because
yes.
it's such a dynamic game, and you have so much adrenaline. These things end up happening.
But no, I disagree. I'll tell you why good practice matters. If you see
Of course, they've been practicing. They're playing for their countries.
Yeah, but then they're young also, and a lot of these guys actually end up getting discovered out of obscurity. This is a very Pakistan thing. That they get discovered out of obscurity, and
a lot of focus in Pakistan is still not fielding, by the way. It is still bowling.
It's still
Go in the gullies over there, the madans over there, the tape ball, the stories that we've all heard of, Wasim Akram bowling with that tape ball. So the focus there is still on producing those brilliant fast bowlers, and genuine raw pace.
An extra 4 runs gone instead of having my leading pacer out for a month or 2.
That's true, but that's the thing with Pakistan, by the way, that even if Naseem got injured,
Mohammad
they
Wasim Jr.
only have to go to Mohammad Wasim Jr., who was troubling India.
In general.
He troubled India like crazy in last year's Asia Cup, I remember. Did very well in the emerging Asia Cup earlier this year as well. Although I wondered why he was playing that, because he very much emerged.
Well, for that reason, there were about 6 players in that Pakistan side, I remember, who had played international cricket as against India. But anyhow, there was not something that was an excuse for India to have lost.
No, I said we had Shafali Verma and Richa Ghosh as well playing emerging Asia Cup and under 19 as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, our talent pool with the women is probably a little less deeper than the men's one. It isn't?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting called up soon?
I'm not playing. Why should I be called up?
It could.
That would be unfair on the players who've been
valid point.
working hard.
She reminds me of Hardik Pandya. Remember the test recall, and he said that it will be unfair when. Though Saurav Ganguly, I remember he once on Sports Day just short while back, in fact, had said that he wants to see a lot more of Hardik Pandya. In fact, that's a message he wanted to be sent across to Hardik Pandya, that he wants to see him in Test jersey for India. But having said that, it doesn't look like it's happening. You're yet to see a proper 10 over burst from him. You're seeing 8 7s and 8s.
At most.
You're not seeing a 10 over burst from him yet. So competing, or rather playing in
test cricket seems
test match seems far-fetched. I think it's pretty much a decision, I think, which he's made in his head. It's just not being put out there. I don't think he is.
He's not available for selection.
He is not even available.
Yeah,
he's not even
the last he played was 2018, right?
For a at the moment. England.
That was the last time.
England.
So anyway, let's go up. Aside from, of course, the Pakistan bowling, which we know was phenomenal. What today really exposed is the fact that this Bangladesh team, there's definitely a lot of inexperience there as well. And I include someone like a Mehdi Hassan. You know why? Because he's been around for a long time, yes. But he's only ever been producing consistently now for maybe a year.
True.
I mean, let's be fair.
But he is doing it across formats, by the way.
Yeah, for Test cricket.
He is their all format player now.
All format player and someone who I think could genuinely be a captaincy candidate.
Perhaps.
Because again, Shakib is a very stopgap option.
Yeah.
Very stopgap. So
and he holds the distinction, by the way, of troubling somebody like a Virat Kohli as well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, any off spinner does at this point.
Even
Not saying much. Yeah, possibly. So otherwise, I'll count a Mehdi as well. Golden Duck to start, not a good this thing.
Yeah.
Litin Das coming in, he looked good, but then ended up, throwing his wicket away, I will say. Because again, you look at that, he's got 16 runs, all were in boundaries.
I mean,
very good.
It's not a coincidence that Shanto was ruled out and then Bangladesh batting is looking like this.
Exactly. Najmal
He was
Hussain
their
Shanto.
top batter.
He was in good form.
Yeah.
That guy was in good form.
And what
his
this
prime.
does is it increases the pressure on some of the more inexperienced
Yeah.
ones. So a Mohammad Naeem, see 20 of 25, Tawad Hridoy, 2 of 9, someone like a Shamim Hussain, Afif Hussain. Afif, by the way, is clearly feeling the pressure because 12 of 11 with 1-6. He's been included in that side to actually come and provide a bit of a flourish. But by that point, they'd lost so many wickets. He had to
But again, they'd lost so many wickets. He knew he would run out of partners after a point. So, and of course, then there was that pressure of just pulling his team out of trouble, because all throughout, if you see, the one thing that constantly happened, it didn't happen, let's say, for about a 45-minute window, because Shakib Al Hasan and Mushfiqur Rahim had struck a very good partnership, but otherwise it was all Pakistan consistently picking up wickets right from the word go. And they always, and this is the one thing I would say, that Pakistan did differently than they did against India. I would say they actually let things slip away from India today. Good on Babar for getting his pacers back, not turning to spinners the whole time. That's the mistake that he made, and that allowed Hardik Pandya and Ishan Kishan to settle down in that match. Today you didn't see that happen. So good as far as the whole overall planning also is concerned, because the first thing that Pakistan did right today was the fact that they took out Nawaz and they brought in a pacer for him. The second, not turning to spinners. You saw a few overs from Iftikhar and
Shadab got about 7 overs.
And some overs from Shadab, but at the other end there was always a pacer bowling. So that was very good as far as the strategy is concerned for Pakistan, and they really stepped up today. 193 bowling out the opposition. Rao, by the way, they bowled out India and they bowled out Bangladesh. Now that just tells you how good a bowling attack this is.
Exactly, and they are very bowler heavy. I mean, Pakistan, to be fair, has always been one of those countries that valorizes their pace bowlers. So you know for a fact, and they have like 3 genuine out and out quick bowlers who will trouble you in different ways. You have a Shaheen, left armour, can get it to swing at pace. Naseem is that with the right hand version, and probably you can dare say more consistent as well. Then you have Haris Rauf, who's just genuine pace, constantly ramping it up. Very hard to
Quick word in fact about Haris Rauf, because that's something that I noticed today. The first couple of overs that he was bowling, his pace was just between 135 to 140. Then cranked it up. Once he was there, once he got his rhythm, it was only in the third or the fourth over that he was bowling, that from 140, he then started to operate between 142 to 145. I remember this one over in which 142 clicks was his slowest. 142 was the slowest. He was only bowling 144, 145.
Haris Rauf is what Umran Malik could be.
Could have been maybe.
But again, Umran is still young. He has that time.
Yeah.
But I think it was watching someone like a Haris Rauf or a Mark Wood that Indian fans actually got excited about Umran, because you're thinking you have someone who can hit that pace. Now if he can get it right at international level, you could have that sort of a threat as well. Unfortunately, he didn't get it right in either international or now in
even IPL. In IPL, let's not forget that he was struggling, and for that very reason, after 4-5 games, he was out of his franchise as well. So he He didn't get to play much IPL this year as well, Umran Malik. But if there is somebody he would want to, emulate or look up to at the moment, not just Mark Wood, just across the border, Haris Rauf would perhaps be, should be that player I would say he should look forward to, because Haris has also improved on a consistent basis,
Yeah, he also had that habit of spraying it around.
Exactly. Now he doesn't do that very often. In fact, I'll go back to that wicket of Shubman Gill that he picked up the other day. Love the fact that, he slightly just rolled his finger over it and it helped him get that movement off the tech. Very good ball that when he dismissed Shubman Gill the other day. So he's adding variety as well, Haris Rauf. Apart from just the pace factor, he is doing that extra bit as well. Of course, we know with the pace bowling and express pace particularly, control is always an issue, but it doesn't look like the case with Haris Rauf.
Was it a shortened mid innings? It's just been half an hour since we've been live.
Has it all? Wow, actually, that's
usually 40-minute break.
Yeah, usually it's a 40-minute break for an ODI, so they went a little short, and it's not like there's any rain threat here.
That's good, actually.
Yeah.
In a way, it is.
Get on to the game.
Anyhow, let's just, because play is about to resume, let's just quickly see if there are any thoughts, any comments from you guys that we can take and deliberate upon.
Let's see. Okay, taking some time to load. Alright.
Any questions? Any supers?
I
don't think so.
Let's just see.
Nope.
No.
Live chat.
Then you have a
okay, so let's see. Akash Varla says, I want to see this. I want to see the baseball England versus this pace attack. Who would you pick? Ooh, that would be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Then again, the last time England and Pakistan played, it was England who won. So.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close contest again. Two very good and two very good rather all-round sides, I would say. Pakistan also, let's look at, very, very good at the moment. They have their 11 figured out. They have their plans figured out. They're not unsettled in any way. So, and for that reason, one does pick them to be one of the favourites for the World Cup, or at least the top 4 is the bare minimum you can think of for Pakistan at the moment. Love that comment from Dex though. He wants us to know if what our thoughts are as far as Van Gaal's comments are concerned. We're discussing about it yesterday, Shane and I. In fact, Dex. That's just uncalled for, and you don't have to pay a lot of attention to that. It's just one of those.
Loves to talk.
It's just one of those random comments, and not the first time that he's made a random comment. So
you would know.
I would know very well. So
just scroll down.
Scroll up, I think.
But with Van Gaal, it wasn't really the case when in the mid 2000s, I think, when he was with the Barcelona, you didn't or you weren't seeing so many of these comments come from him then.
He would comment less, but he was still very combative. Remember, this is the guy who ended up selling Rivaldo because he wanted Rivaldo, who was the top goal scorer, to play left wing.
Yeah,
I didn't understand.
Some of his strategic plays have been
very questionable.
Very, very questionable.
Pawan Venkat says that even on a flat pitch, teams batting first against this Pakistan bowling attack should aim for a safe score rather than going for 350. That's a good point. Because at one point, Bangladesh, I thought that okay, the pitch is playing well. Let's go for it, and well, they actually ended up getting bundled out.
230 run mark,
and then it's right.
Yeah.
And as Satish Bhai, I agree with you. Saying England Pakistan would actually be a treat to watch. In the World Cup, I'm looking forward to that match.
Absolutely. Sure. Two teams who are actually firing on all cylinders, looking very good, very, very solid.
Ramak Sinha has a question addressed to you. Can we read that slightly? Just scroll down a little bit, just slightly, because we'll end up losing it otherwise. There we go.
He's saying, do you think Pakistan is looking a well-oiled machine, playing a team consistently over the past few months? This bowling to go with their improved batting with Iftikhar Shadab in form. Yes, that's a statement right there. That's not even a question.
Hey, he's right. Just go all the way down. Take a couple more. A couple more. Something there should be there. Fahad makes a good point, saying that if the rain does actually wreak havoc in Colombo, then Pakistan, if they win this match convincingly, it'd be easy favourites to make the final. Correct?
Perhaps. But whether now they're in Sri Lanka is expected to change. Especially from the 9th. In fact, we've done a video and that will be out very soon. But since we are talking about it, we'll also let you know that from 9th of September, you're actually looking at clearer skies in Colombo and provinces of Sri Lanka which have been receiving rain. May not necessarily be seeing any more rains, because that's the word that's coming from the head of the Met department.
Interesting.
So he said that you can look at full games without any rain interruption. So good signs
Really hope
as far as the India-Pakistan match is also concerned.
When you started the sentence with from 9th to, I thought you were going to say it's been shifted to the 10th.
No.
PTSD from BCCI.
Right. Anyway, we'll take your leave now. The innings has gotten underway, and I think we will be joining you fairly soon. Really.
Fairly soon. Join us at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
Nikhil Naz joining us from Sri Lanka as well. He's a man on the ground with all the updates. There's a few updates that he does want to share with you. So join us at 7 o'clock. That's when we intend to be live with you. And as always, lovely speaking with you all. Thank you so much.